Initialize sequence.
Yo, this Blaze, you down, homie.
This is Jamie Match Rock.
This be the one them called Tech 9. Yo, what up? This is Shags 2 Dope from Insane Clown Posse. This is the genius, Chris Calico.
What up? It's G-Mo Ski. This is Ritz, White Jesus.
It's the Kid Mercury. This is Slain. Dragon Eyes.
Necro, Project Born, Mad Child,
Your boy Jerry.
Vinted. Welcome to the Underground, Australia's home of rap, metal, and alternative music.
Here we go. It is Ned on the Underground, joined by a very, very special guest, the man of the moment. He pointed out I've got my obsolete vinyl there, sort of showing it off to promote Fear Factor. It's Dino Cazares. Dino, how are you, man?
I'm doing great. I'm over here in sunny California. How you doing?
Yeah, I'm going really well. Thank you, man. Super excited to sort of talk to you in person, face to face for the first time.
Thanks to technology.
Yeah, it's a good thing, man. Now, I've got to say, to start things off, hats off to you, because you have handled yourself extremely well in a difficult situation over the last 5-6 months or so. And I've got to say, lesser man couldn't have done it, man. So well done, Dino.
Thank you very much. I'm very happy for and excited for people to hear this new record.
Yeah, exactly, man. So it is called Aggression Continuum, and it drops June the 18th through Nuclear Blast Records. How long have you guys been sitting on this one?
Well, we finished it in like 2017, and so I would say about 3 years we were sitting on it.
That's crazy right there when you think about it. So that's, going on 4 years now, I guess. Just sitting there, did you ever think it wouldn't see the light of day?
Going through all the legal problems that we had prevented us from using the trademark, I thought we were going to have to call it the band something different. I thought we were going to have to change the name, but luckily I was able to regain control of the full trademark and move forward. That happened around July 2020 when I got the full rights to it. And then right there, it was full steam ahead. I was like, I needed to make improvements from this record because it was sitting there for 3 years. You know what I mean? So I wanted to add some elements to it. And I had definitely enough time to think about it, right? And to figure out what I was going to do. And one of the main things was to add live drums, because prior to that, it had programmed drums. And so I thought it would be best to put live drums, and obviously I made the right decision. I also hired Damien Reynaud, who's a producer, engineer, and to help us with the production on that. And then I ended up hiring Andy Sneed to mix the album, and he's an A-list mixer. And I also was able to get Reese on a couple of tracks as well, because he was missing from the prior recording. So with all that, I thought I constructed the best team possible to make this record killer and move forward with it.
Oh, and it definitely has done that. I was saying we have been lucky enough to have a sneak peek of it, and it's really, what would you sort of say best describes it? I was hearing a sort of a Digimortal sort of, I don't know.
I don't know about Digimortal. I would say more along the lines of Mechanized meets Genexus.
Okay, so it's the crossover there. I don't know, maybe just that first.
Everybody has a different take, everybody has a different take on what it's going to sound like or what they're going to compare it to. And that's cool. But for me, it's more like, Mechanized, because it's got the really pissed off, angry vibe to it. Like when I first came back into Fear Factory back in 2009, when Mechanized came out, it was just a ripping record. And there's some of that elements in Aggression Continuum because of just the pissed off lyrics, the aggressive heavy vocals.
Yeah, it has that too. And it also, like, when I first started listening to Fear Factory back in the late 90s, it was all that sort of Terminator feel to it. And the first song to it has that sort of happening again there, Recode, I think, off the top of my head. But I just cannot wait until everyone hears this, man. You guys have really hit the nail on the head.
Thank you very much. The song Recode, the intro it's kind of like a play on Terminator Salvation, where John Connor's, giving that speech to all his resistance followers or army that he has out there. So he's out there giving that speech, that pep talk that we need to, pretty much, continue forward fighting the machine.
Yes, I love that right there. That's what got me into Fear Factory in the first place back in the day. And it's great to see 2021, things haven't changed. Yeah, I mean,
well, there's a lot of movie quotes and elements in the whole record, which I haven't really talked about very much. But yeah, the intro is pretty much kind of like Terminator Salvation, right? Then it kind of goes into this other movie that was called Monsters of Man. I don't know if you ever heard of that movie. It's kind of a low budget kind of B movie, but it was amazing. And that also has where automaton, or basically an AI type of machine robot, doesn't know that it's not human. It thinks it's human. And so the interaction that he's having between a real human and the machine not knowing that it's not human, which is really cool. And then it goes into fuel-injected suicide machine, which is about Mad Max, which is actually about the Knight Rider from the first movie, Mad Max, where it's his perspective on how he sees what his environment is during that time. And then if you go all the way towards the end of the record, there's a movie called Dune. And towards the very last words you hear is "the fear is the mind killer" speech. And that is basically saying that I'm not gonna fear moving forward. I cannot fear, because it's only in the mind.
Oh, yes, I love that right there. And you've just listed off a whole bunch of movies for everyone to research and get themselves hyped up before June 18, so you can sort of know where the inspiration for it all come from, Dino.
Yeah, inspiration has definitely come from a lot of movies and books and just things we follow. You know, all the cool little all the cool, like Ray Kurzweil and a lot of his work that he's done over the years.
Yeah, that is nice. Right? You've been through hell, really, Dino, and you're one of the most active men on Twitter. I thought I'd just put this in for a more lighthearted moment. What's the most out there thing that you've heard about yourself throughout this sort of process of getting the album out?
I've heard death stories, like I've died, things like that. Yeah, that's probably the most out there. But I hear a lot of stuff, and I get it. I'm very accessible, I'm very accessible on Twitter, on social media in general, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. I'm there. I'm answering a lot of the kids' questions. A lot of the fans are concerned about, Bell leaving, and people want to attack me and take it out on me. I get it. They're grieving, right? But I don't fear moving forward. It's a good thing that I'm a strong enough individual to handle that stuff, And I always try to look at the positive, like, hey, maybe they're grieving, and I get it, but I'm gonna give them something fucking amazing to make them, put that smile back on their face. So I'm not really too concerned.
Yeah, no, like I said at the start of the interview, you've just handled yourself so well. And the crazy thing is it's been since 2017, as you said, that you've been sitting on this one. Makes me think, Dino, what have you been doing in that sort of meantime, and like during COVID, sort of kept you sane? Is there any more new stuff since then?
Oh, there's been heaps of stuff. We worked on, as soon as we were done with this record, the new version, I went right back in and started doing my band Assassino.
Yes.
Yep, that. So look for a new record, hopefully this year as well. Also, we did the reissue of Demanufacture, which we remastered it for vinyl, right? We also added 6 bonus tracks at Fear Factory at Live Ozfest in 1996. So you can hear what the band sounded like in 1996. We were on fire. It was just insane. Then we did that, and then we also replaced the drums in the album called The Industrialist that came out in 2012. Originally, the album had programmed drums. So we went back to the studio with our drummer, Mike Heller, who's been with us for 9.5+ years. Had him do all the live drum tracks, and it sounds amazing. That's not going to come out till later in the year or next year. So yeah, I was busy doing a lot of stuff.
Man, you have been keeping busy right there. And one band that you didn't mention on the side project side of things I want to know about, and sorry to change things up because this is about Fear Factory, but Divine Heresy, is there anything happening there?
Well, Divine Heresy, a band like Fear Factory and a band like Divine Heresy would take full commitment, right? And so it's got to be one or the other, you know what I mean? So obviously it's all about Fear Factor right now, but eventually I think I will have time to do a Divine Heresy record. But I don't see it anytime soon because right now the process is get this record out, solidify our new singer, make an announcement and that thing in that way. And that's going to take a lot of work. You know what I mean? Because there's a lot of very talented singers out there, a lot. And we've discovered a lot of them. It's really just about chemistry to see if we get along with the guy or the female and see how that works out. Because it's unfortunately right now, there's a lot of COVID restrictions, right? And so, you know, people that we want to come to be with us in the rehearsal studio and just get to know them, get to see how they are in the jamming environment, working environment. And just unfortunately, because of COVID, we can't do that yet. So.
Yeah, and you sort of answered one of my questions throughout there, Dino. Obviously, I would have to ask you about that new vocalist. Is it locked in and just not announced yet, or are you still going through the processes?
Wouldn't you like to know?
I would. Give me the exclusive.
I wouldn't. Unfortunately, I wouldn't give you the exclusive. That's going to be the announcement. It's going to be an announcement, but I'm not worried about that right now. Right now, the main concern is getting this new record out.
Yeah. Well, and hopefully you'll be able to tour.
One thing at a time.
Exactly. No, I like that right there, man. All right. Well, what keeps you motivated and moving forward, Dino?
The love of music, the love of discovering new things and new topics to sing about, new movies, you know what I mean? New books, anything that's going to inspire me. That's what motivates me. And just the simple passion of and love of what you do, love what you create, you know, because, you know, when it comes to creating music, I believe in myself. I believe in my idea. I believe in what I'm creating, and I go in head first and I go for it. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I don't fear change. I don't fear the future. And I don't fear what people are going to say, because I really believe in what I do and I really have that love and passion for what I create. And so that's what motivates me.
Oh, that is awesome right there. Now, Dino, I'm going to switch things up to I guess a more lighthearted side of things. You often see you popping up at some interesting sort of things. And I was wondering, you would have been a frequent sort of visitor to the Playboy Mansion, that sort of area around there in Los Angeles, yeah?
Well, as you know, Hugh Hefner passed away, rest in peace. But yeah, they got rid of that mansion, and I don't know what's going on with it. Right now, it's kind of closed down, so I don't know what's going on there.
Yeah, but I'm saying before this happened, that was
before, way before. That was a long time ago. Yeah, but not in the last 10, 15 years. No.
So I was going to look for an out there story to lighten things up. We don't have one, Dino.
Yeah, I was on lockdown. I was married for a while. So
good point. Oh well,
yeah. Then now that I'm single again, we're stuck in COVID. So it's like
you can't win. Oh, I love it right there, Dino. Just like I love this album, and I know that the fans are going to as well. It drops June 18. Now, before we go, you were saying a whole bunch of things that keep you motivated, inspired, books, movies, and all that sort of thing. You listed off a bunch that were a part of the new album. Can you give us a recommendation? It doesn't have to be something like that, but I want a recommendation from Dino to the fans.
Okay, there's a movie called Monsters of Man, and it's a killer movie. It was an independently made movie. It's about this AI company that made these droids that think they're human, but they made them for military purposes. In other words, to go kill, right?
Yeah.
So they sent these droids. They sent them to the Philippines, and they sent them out there to go pretty much just slaughter a village, right? To test their military weaponry and all that stuff, right? So, but little did these droids know that there was a couple of Navy SEALs that were helping out this village, to modernize their village with, running water and things like that, right?
Yeah.
So when they dropped these droids, a couple of these Navy SEAL guys figured it out, and they were able to take down these droids and stuff. It was pretty cool. It's a pretty badass movie. You got to watch it.
That sounds really cool.
It's very realistic in a way that I can see where the military would go and test, these new type of weaponry on something, whether it be human or whether it be pigs or whatever. They would definitely be testing it on something. So yeah, I recommend that movie. It's called Monsters of Man.
Yeah. How old is that one, Dino? I'm going to definitely get my Google on after this.
Maybe a year.
Oh, it's a new one. Awesome. All right. Definitely have to check that one out. Aggression Continuum. I am very much looking forward to this one. Well, I've already heard it. I'm lucky enough right there. But it drops June the 18th through Nuclear Blast Records. Be sure to pick this one up. Choose a pre-order bundle at fearfactory.com. Thank you so much, Dino. Really appreciate you taking time out.
Thank you very much, man. I appreciate you guys giving us this time to expose the band even further, and we appreciate all the fan support that we've gotten over the years. Thank you.
This has been another presentation from the Grey Wolf Entertainment Network, greywolfentertainment.net.